This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Listen, not every plant needs constant grow lights, misting, and just generally babying. In fact, some plants actually just do better when you forget about them. Today, I am showing you the houseplants in my collection that seem to thrive on neglect. If you're a busy person, if you're super forgetful, or perhaps you just want to see some pretty plants, then keep on watching. So this is my beautiful, gorgeous Monstera Jungle Mint. It is just so stunning, and honestly, it has the tiniest amount of damage on it, but I have to tell you, if you can see it on this leaf here, yeah, I have to tell you, that was due to about a month's worth of neglect, and it still looks this good. Now, the reason I want to talk about this plant is because we all know Monstera albo, right? The cool thing about this is because it is mint, it gives you just a little bit extra, would you call it a buffer of neglect, because the leaves aren't quite as white. They're not going to be as quick to burn and dry out and things like that. I just find it a little bit forgiving. Perhaps you forgot to shut the blinds or move the plant to a shadier spot or something like that, and the plant's ended up in full sun. The mint is going to help. This is headless. I should have probably said that straight away. This is headless. I very recently, can you see this? Yeah, I very recently sold a cutting of this plant. I do have more behind me. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, because now we have a gaping hole where my gloriosum is. There is some more mint over here. It's the same plant. It's actually genetically exactly the same as this plant. I just have so much. I think this one was, I mean, I would say it was the best one to pick up, but there's no easy way. There is no easy way of showing you this plant. You have to appreciate. I need to chop the aerials off. It's a bit much. I know some people like to keep them on. Personally, I don't need them. I don't need them. And all they will do is they will grow in amongst the other plants and give me a headache. So I do just chop them off when I can. But he is a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. The care, honestly, is exactly the same. It is exactly the same as Monstera albo, just it is a little bit more forgiving in terms of burn, which is hilarious because this thing has never been burnt till recently. And now I'm showing you it on an Easy Plants video with burn. But you're just going to have to trust me on this one. Maybe you were thinking about a Monstera mint. Please know that I can't kill it, and I have several, and not one of them has died. Statistically, that's more odds of killing it. Not bad, huh? Okay, this is Monstera Ansonii. As you can see, it is variegated. However, for the purpose of discussion, I actually just want to tell you about Monstera Ansonii. It's a plant that most of us will know, but I really want to reinforce how tough this is. And we may as well talk about the fact this is variegated, because why not? You might want my opinion on it. So these can get a bit crispy. But I tell you something, they won't die. They will not die. The worst that is going to happen to you is you are going to get some crisp. For example, can you see this leaf here where I've had to chop it? Got a bit crunchy, autumnal crunch, but all the other ones are quite nice. Now, the thing is, and I wish that I'd kept the leaves on for this video because I just cut this yesterday. I'm so annoyed, but can I show you it? Where's the end? I don't even know if you're going to be able to see, but see this here? I cut this yesterday because this plant was sat here in this lovely big shelf, and it just decided, there's 2 vines in the pot, it just decided it was just going to grow forever towards this side of the room where it's dark. It was growing up the wall, it was pitch black, and it looked beautiful. And another thing, this plant is in such a tiny pot, a tiny, tiny pot. It frequently dries out to no end, and it still looks like this. The only reason I trimmed that other bit is because 1, it reverted, and 2, it was just long and annoying and I couldn't spiral it round. Other than that, I cannot kill this. I have some upstairs in a tray with leca in it that I've not watered, quite honestly, guys, in like 2 months. 2 months! No exaggeration. And they still look fine. I don't get it either. So, Ansonii, but as well, special mention for the variegated type. I mean, that does look really cool, doesn't it? Also, before I get you the next plant, how cool is my moss pole? I'll put a link in the description for them because I think I have a discount code for them. It's by a company called Mossify. There might be other companies that do this as well, by the way, but I absolutely love this. I just love the vibes on this one, and it means I can still put it on the shelf. Now I just have to pop him back. There we go. Cutesy. Real cutesy. Up next, the amazing Philodendron micans. Now, you might be thinking, Kaylee, this is a bit, it's not living its best life. Because look, it's crispy. Just pull this off. Just pull this off. I mean, I could do this all day, quite frankly. But the reason it had to go in this list is because it is so tough. This has been in a glass jar probably all year, right? I think I clipped it off my main plant, honestly, months and months ago. It's been sat in a glass jar in heat waves, and I just keep forgetting to put water in it. So granted, yes, it's not doing unbelievable. However, it has also had, for the most part, a bit of root rot because it dried out, right, from not being watered. If you can see that. Obviously, it's got a little bit of new now, but all that dark mass, as you can probably see, is rot. And it just won't die. The amount of times I've neglected this is crazy. And even when it's had, a rough spot, it's still kept going. Now, is this a high quality plant? No. These leaves are not very good. They're very small. It is evident, actually, that I've neglected it, especially even nutritionally, because these are so small and they've not got any bigger. You can literally see that I've not been taking care of this plant and I've not even been feeding it. It gets basically nothing. It gets a tiny bit of water when I notice it crinkling up, and I basically just take this to the sink, I put water in it, and I put it back on the shelf. And then I forget about it again for like 2 months. And it still looks like this. So if that doesn't tell you that nothing will kill it, I don't know what will. Plus, and again, terrible advert, but these are so stunning. They're so stunning. They're black, they're beautiful, they're velvety. And if you've never had one before and you want a hanging plant and you like something dark, this is absolutely your boy. It's not the only hanging philodendron that you can't kill. Obviously, there are others. I have them in this room. You just can't see them. They don't look great either, but they're also not dead. But I wanted to pick this one because the Mycans is just such a nice, classy looking plant. So that is definitely, case in point, a plant in my collection that I can't kill. Haha, another plant that I cannot kill. This is Epipremnum Cebu Blue. Now, you might be able to see, I have one up here. If I have an image of it on its own, I will pop it in because it's very pretty. I might have something from a thumbnail or something because it's beautiful, but that gets a lot of crap, right? Just yesterday, I had to get up there and pull loads of yellow leaves off because I hadn't been watering it. It's hard for me to get up there, believe it or not, and I have to get a ladder up, and I tend not to do it. But for the sake of this video, I have a child of this plant. I have a cutting of it that I originally took for my girlfriend, and then it seemingly just stayed here. Some of you may remember because I potted this up on camera at one point. I think I stuck it in the pot like this length or something. Well, there's a lot of it, okay? And again, the same as any of the other small pots I have, so in this case, the variegated Adansonii I showed you, this is tiny, guys. The size of this is tiny. There's a bit of rot in there. It always gets underwatered to dangerous levels, to the point where these leaves are literally curling up like a scroll. And I water it, I leave it probably not even a day, maybe a few hours, and then all the leaves just go and they just come back. And it just looks amazing. I would also like to say this is a fantastic plant for dark spots, because I know it's more emphasized on camera now. This looks really dark. It's not actually that dark in real life. It's because I have lights and the camera's trying to balance me out. However, that said, it still does grow pretty much right here in the camera frame. And it still looks not even leggy, to me personally anyway. I actually think that looks quite nice. I mean, that's so tall, I can't even, there's more of it there. Literally, it's so good looking and it just doesn't die. And who doesn't love a bit of blue, right? Maybe people don't, I don't know. But I absolutely love it. This is a plant, I can't kill it. I don't want to kill it, don't get me wrong, but I cannot kill it. It's stunning. And I would be so sad if I couldn't keep this plant in my collection. You will see this plant in this house for years, in different forms, different levels of cuttings. I would give it away to friends. It's a fantastic one for that because it just doesn't die. So, Epipremnum Cebu Blue. Don't sleep on it any longer. It's beautiful and you can't kill it.
Are you looking to create a brand new website, perhaps for a personal blog or to showcase and sell your own products? Get started today with Squarespace. Squarespace is a one-stop shop to create your very own sleek and professional website built from a variety of modern and fully customizable templates. No technical or programming knowledge required. I've used Squarespace for years now, guys, and I honestly won't go anywhere else. Along with all of these gorgeous website design templates, Squarespace can offer you even more assistance with Blueprint AI. your very own AI-enhanced website builder. You can literally choose the vibe of your website along with the conversational style that you want the AI to use when you ask it to help you write out little bits and pieces for content blocks. Pretty cool, huh? The best part is, guys, you can try Squarespace for yourself for absolutely free. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Kaylee Ellen to save 10% off your first website or domain purchase. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.
I have a slightly rarer plant to show you now, and this is a favourite of mine. I have the mother upstairs. It's a little bit big, and I know I've been handling big plants, but I thought I'd bring a small one to show you. So this is the plant I'd like to talk about today. This is a pup from my mother. This is what I know to be Spathiphyllum ghost. So it's a peace lily. If you've never seen one of these before, I really think if you like the last plant, you're going to love this because this is more of your silvery blue vibes. This plant emerges with leaves like this, and it pretty much stays minty. This is an old leaf. Granted, it's obviously got a bit chewed up, but the old leaves still stay this beautiful mint color. They are so stunning. You do occasionally get little sort of chunks of, I don't want to say variegation, but just where the silver tracks a little bit different. And it can look like variegation, to be honest. But I can't kill this plant. So, backstory. This plant here has a little sign in it. It says A, because it's one of a few Spathiphyllum that I've had for sale. And I put them up for sale ages ago. I potted them up and I left them in moss. I left them in moss in a grow tent that is super hot, and moss dries out really, really fast. And I keep forgetting to water them. And I keep coming back. The moss is normally bone dry. I put a bit more water in and they keep going. But they have never not looked essentially like that. The roots are incredible. Despite loads of underwatering, I don't personally even see any rot in there. Do I see any? No, I actually don't see a single bit of rot. These are very beautiful, but I'm not going to lie, at least in the UK and Europe, they are actually hard to find. I don't know about US. Please leave a comment below if you know, if you can get these easily or they're hard for you to get. But if you like peace lily, personally, I don't find these dramatic. I don't really find peace lilies dramatic because I find that just water them when they're on the back end and they'll probably pop back up. But if you're thinking about a nice peace lily and you maybe think, oh, I don't want anything variegated, but I want something different, this is beautiful and it goes very well with the Epipremnum cebu blue. So maybe go for it because that just does not die. It will not die. And I have a few of these, so if you're in the UK and you want to buy one, let me know. This one right here is for sale. And it's not super expensive either. So I'm about to shock a lot of you because I'm about to hold up a Hoya. I know. Listen, this is probably known to be one of the easier Hoya that you can get, in my opinion. Depending on your watering style, mine usually, or it used to be, quite a heavy watering style. But this here is Hoya polyneura. It's gorgeous. And I still can't kill it, even though it's more water loving. It's crazy. Another one that's been up in the tent, and I've not bothered with it. Look, it was due a repot ages ago. That's there down at the bottom. It's got a tiny bit of water. Granted, the fact it's a Hoya does help it be hardy, but it just won't really die. I should mention, actually, guys, I've lied a little bit. It's not just a normal polyneura. I think this is, do you call it brogue, which basically means it has a lot of silver in it. So if I, oh goodness me, that's hard to do. Let me just put that there. Can you see this up close? How pretty is that? Now you can get other varieties of polyneura. I know, I've started looking for them. I won't lie to you. But this one is very, very pretty. Whatever I'm saying about this plant though does honestly apply to just the polyneura. I do find it quite an easy one to have. They can get pests. Mine never has. Not to say they don't. I know mealybugs love Hoya, but that's just any Hoya. So I wouldn't say it was anything specific to this. But this plant I got months ago, and honestly, it should be dead. It should be dead. It should be more than dead. It should be just desecrated, and it's not, because there's the original 2 leaves, and they've not even lost that. I do have a second little shoot coming off here as well. These new leaves here, they're a bit more green. That's a new shoot coming off, so I'm starting to develop a plant now. And I'm very, very proud of him, because to be honest, not only will he not die, but can you see how dark he is? I know polyneura can be a bit of a dark plant anyway, but he's so beautiful and dark. I absolutely love him. And at some point, to be honest with you, I probably would like to do something hangy or something down here and bring him down and hang him, because he's just so gorgeous. But that is him. That is Hoya polyneura, or also known as fishtail Hoya. So if that's something you're interested in and you want to try a Hoya out, I think this is quite pretty. It's a little bit more understated, but I think it's beautiful. And again, it won't die. Please welcome another plant that just should not exist. It should not exist. This thing should be dead. And to be honest, I can show you evidence of that. So this is Alocasia silver dragon. Listen, I know alocasia aren't for everybody. I know a lot of people struggle. This is one of the types that are genuinely a bit easier. I found these easier than the green versions, the dragon scale. But generally speaking, they can be difficult. But we're talking about alocasia generally. So if you take that out of it, it's one of the easiest ones. And this should be so dead, guys. I'm going to try and show you, even though it's rammed in the pots, the situation with all of the corms that it's tried to shoot out. Because I hope you can actually see there how frazzled so many of these corms are, because they just did not get watered to the point where it would be bent over and just a floppy mess. I've come along at the last minute, seen it at the back of a grow cabinet and gone, oh, and watered it. Next day, boom. And that's an alocasia we're talking about. Crazy, I know. There's not really much damage on him either. There's a tiny bit of edema at the bottom, which kind of supports what I'm talking about, because you normally get edema through, not enough watering and then too much watering, or just generally too much watering. In my case, it was definitely following not enough watering. Again, it's needed a repot for some time, just as evidenced by the fact it's just been straight up left here. But he's beautiful, and he doesn't give me any bother. He lets me know when there's a problem. I just ignore him. Well, listen, guys, if the idea of alocasia terrify you, do try something like this. It's a dual alocasia. It stays smaller as well, so it's less of a space commitment, you could say. And it doesn't seem to light as high as some of the other alocasia that you could get. So they're also stupidly cheap. Stupidly cheap. So if you want to try one, I would honestly consider it. I know it's not for everybody. And I know he's so small. You know what? He would be a lot bigger, but it's because he's been neglected. You can get these in any size. So this was bought at a plug, so tiny little plant like this big. And hopefully he will grow one day, if I allow him to, without killing him, of course. He will grow into a nice big boy. But that's him. That's Alocasia silver dragon. I love them. I've just noticed a bit of a theme in this video developing as I'm making it, and that is silver things, right? We had the silver dragon, we have the epipremnum, and we have the silver spathiphyllum. Are silver things more hardy? Yes or no? Answers in the comments. Genuinely curious. Another plant where I have to flip my hair back. This is Anthurium forgetii dark form, and he is wonderful. I frequently talk about how easy he is, and I can't kill him, as evidenced by the fact he's this big and he ain't dead. How about that? It's great. Also, have I watered him since I last put him in a video? A little bit, yeah. I made a video on him like 2 weeks ago, and I don't think I watered him. I have done since, but he looks the same either way. Yeah, super easy plants. They propagate pretty much by themselves. I personally like them because they just look a bit different. I know it's an Anthurium, guys, but it's still in my video of plants that I cannot kill, because if I had to just pick one Anthurium that I think nearly everyone could keep, it's probably going to be this one. And I've had experience with hundreds, I mean hundreds of Anthurium. This is definitely one of the easiest. I love him so much. You can get forgetii, obviously, with veins and stuff. I just have a preference for the dark form. I'm not making a claim as to whether the dark form is easier than the silver form, the one with the veins. I'm not making that claim. I've not had a forgetii with veins in years. I do at the minute have a very special new plant that I've just bought in that does have veins, and it's very special, and it is a form of forgetii. But other than that, I've never had one, and I don't feel a need, really. So that's him. There's not too much to say on him, because I know I've featured him very recently, but this is forgetii dark form, and I urge you to get one if you can. It is slightly on the rarer side, but just take what I'm saying and apply it to a regular Anthurium forgetii. Oh, and they do get big though. Not quickly, don't get me wrong, this was years worth, but they can get big, so there's something to watch out for. This next one is going to be a bit difficult to grab, and I'm going to show you why. Oh, please don't hurt me. Now you're going to be thinking, what on earth is going on? This here, I will explain myself, I promise. This here is the amazing Philodendron glorious. And this, if you own one philodendron climbing plant that is heart-shaped, this is going to be the one. I will say this for the next 10 years on this channel and I will never take it back. This is your plant. But why? So it just doesn't really die. I mean, this thing got underwatered a lot. It actually got pushed below all of these plants here, below this beautiful gloriosum there. And it was shaded a lot. So it didn't get much light, but it survived. I think it's lost one leaf, literally one leaf, which was the beginning leaf that I propagated it with, so it's had it that long. Now you're probably thinking, what is going on here? So because it was neglected, this is the craziest thing, it grew backwards. It grew back to this wall. It didn't grow outwards to the light where you are, or the window, which was that way. It grew backwards, which I find really weird. And it's a shame because the head cutting from it is next door, but I wanted to take it thinking I would just show you the head cutting in this video, but I may as well pick this up and show you. So I cut the head off just to preserve a copy in case anything happened, but basically the reason why this is such a cool plant, other than the fact that I cannot kill it, is because even though this plant has had literally, as you can see, no support, it has still held its size of leaf, right? And I know that that's a pain point for a lot of us when it comes to philodendron and when it comes to having them on poles and sizing up. I know it's a big problem for a lot of people. I totally understand. It's really frustrating. It's frustrating to grow out a plant with tiny leaves and then you've got this big pole and then the leaves haven't sized up and then it just looks, for lack of a better word, pathetic, right? Not with this. Not with this. Case in point. It's barely been fed, it's barely been watered, it's clearly been neglected, as you can see, like I can't even bend that back to the pole, and it still has a lovely, lovely size on its leaves. Like that is a big leaf, guys. So is that. They look great. Are they higgledy-piggledy? Yes, but that doesn't matter. I've got another leaf here. This is the newest leaf, and it's still good. Yeah, right, it's sized down a little bit, but it's still unbelievably decent considering quite literally what has happened to it. It's incredible. So if you want something that holds its size very easily and you just don't want the headache of having to cut it back because it didn't get big enough and you missed your feeding or something like that, you need to get one of these. If you didn't know what this was, by the way, it's a hybrid of gloriosum and melanochrysum. Don't be put off. I know that philodendron melanochrysum takes a long time to size up. Gloriosum tends not to. There's something magic about these plants put together, guys, and it just works. It just works. Look how pristine all these leaves are. And they've been just mangled in the dark and they still look that good. If anybody wants to know, my plan is probably to cut this back down to the bit that's strapped to the pole and then just start it up again, probably. I can sell some cuttings as well if anybody's interested of the bits that I'm going to cut off. Shame really, because it now actually sits, I don't know if you can see in this video, I think it's too far down, but it actually sits really nicely now. Probably can't see, but I promise he is here and he just fills in the gap beautifully. But I really can't kill him and I don't think you will either. And it's cooler because it is a bit rare. So I've had to change frames for this next plant because, as you can see, this is not really something that I can move. But this is Philodendron Dean McDowell. I can't kill this. Believe me, at one point I think I even tried to kill it. It's just wonderful and it sits here at the bottom of my, could you call it a living wall? Probably at this point. It really is this big, by the way, just to kneel upwards a bit. This is my torso. It's not a small plant. There's my head. You get me? It has more than that leaf. It has this leaf here as well that I'm shaking. And there should be another one right here as well. Can you see him? Yes, cool. Next to him is not the same plant. This is Philodendron plough-manii. You can probably see it's a little bit different. Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, you should be able to see that. There's no veins. But this guy here is the dude. He is the dude of my wall. And I do think this plant is reasonably obtainable, I want to say. But this is a hybrid of, again, Philodendron gloriosum and Philodendron pasterzanum. It grows a little bit gangly, I won't lie. But if you get it into a situation like this on this wall where you can have it in like a long planter and you can just sort of grow it forward so you can't see the long planter, it's fine, it's perfect, you would never know. So if you get good at disguising stuff like that, then it's honestly the perfect plant for you, and I swear you won't kill it. This is a good situation for this plant. The plough-manii, it's not really part of this video, but the plough-manii here exact same thing. You probably, can you see that? There's a long pot here for the ploughman eye, and it just grows forward and nobody even knows because it's just pushed back. But I urge you to get one of these. You probably won't find one this large. This is maybe, I don't know how old this is, maybe 3 years. They grow very fast if you feed them though, so get a good fertilizer on them. You could also use my brand, link is in the description. But they're just so good. I had to cut this plant the other day. I had to put string around the plant and anchor it to my shelf on the back wall, which is the only reason why it's up right now. But it got so long, it wouldn't really sit upright anymore. So I basically lobbed the head off, and shock to some people, I actually threw it out. And that's because I can't post it, it's too big, and I don't know anybody that would want it. So I actually just took a head cutting of this and I threw it away. I did that, to be honest, because I knew that the next growth out of this might be smaller. And dare I say it, I know this is wild, but I wouldn't mind. Look at this frame, honestly. I wouldn't mind it being a bit smaller. So that is the reason why I did that. But evidence I can't kill it. I can cut it, I can string it up, I can put it in the dark, I cannot water it, and it still somehow gives me these absolute bangers. So there it is. Philodendron Dean McDowell. I want to know, guys, what houseplants you think are completely unkillable. I don't mean the stuff on Google like the ZZs. I mean stuff that you have experience with in your home and you just cannot kill it. It could be anything. It could be something super rare and variegated. It could be something else. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.